we have to quantify. We've got to make clear how unusual this is, how unlikely this is. Brad, you did some interesting work when it comes to, let's look at the last 15 seasons. 15. And let's look at the biggest upsets in the NBA playoffs over 15 years. Where does this fit in?
It's the second biggest one. Second biggest upset in the NBA playoffs in 15 years. And RJ, the third biggest upset in the last 15 years was Game 2 between these two teams.
Think about that a second now. We got 15 years. So how many series are there? There's, 8, 4, 2, and 1.
15.
15 series. 15 times 15, Fez?
225.
This guy. Northwestern. All those rumors about you being like one of the first people with the getting in a school scandal, I don't think it's true.
I could have gotten a chest.
I know the lawyer said that, you're not allowed making a comment on it, but I don't think it's true. 225 series and 7 games per series, not always, but let's say 1,000 games during that time. And 2 of the 3 biggest upsets are in this one series?
Yep.
I mean, this is not normal. What's happening to Golden State, losing games favored by this much. Yesterday, favored by 14. Game 9 days prior, favored by 13.5. Losing those games is not normal. In fact, if you look at double-digit favorites in the NBA the last 25 years, regular season or playoffs, so last quarter century, favorites by double digits. Forget the idea that they were 14 Golden State and 13.5, which is much higher than 10, 10.5, 11. You just take double-digit favorites. They win 89.5% of the time, almost 90%.
Wow.
So across a quarter century, even favorites smaller, 10, 11, 12, 13, win 90% of the time. Clippers have beat the Warriors twice in that situation in this one series, in 5 games. Now, you might say, Golden State's different. They can turn it on or off like a light switch. Well, pregame.com's Mackey found this in the Washington Post. Ben Golliver. Now, the Warriors' home losses in the playoffs, when they weren't even this big of a favor. 2015, they lost 2 out of 11. 2016, 3 of 14. 2017, 0 of 9 they lost. 2018, 1 of 11. So think about that. 2 of 11, 3 of 14, 0 of 9, 1 of 11. So a small, tiny percentage of the time, Golden State's been even last year before, the Durant years, when they seemed to turn it on or off, the Warriors, they still were hardly losing at home. Now, they've lost 2 of 3 at home. This is not only historic that the Warriors have lost 2 of these games, it's different than in prior years for the Warriors.